This episode is brought to you by King of Beards. This is my online shop where you can find high quality products that will help you grow a strong, healthy beard that not only looks great, but also will smell great as well. Definitely the people in your life that like to get up and close with you are gonna thank you for this one. These are products that I use personally. The link is below in the video description section, and if you use my coupon code KING, you'll get 15% off on your first order. There are many Muslims all over the world that are living in non-Muslim countries, so it oftentimes is very difficult for Muslims to find out which products are halal and which ones are haram. And due to this confusion, there are many haram things that Muslims have been consuming for a long time without even realizing it. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on FTD Facts. I'm your host, Leroy Kenton, and we're back at it again with part 2. This time we're looking at 10 more common foods that are haram or maybe haram depending on certain factors that Muslims are consuming. So let's jump into this list. Starting off at number 10, we have Burger King. So depending on where you live, Burger King can be haram. The meat and oil used at Burger King are not halal in many cases. The meat is not halal, and the oil that they use to fry their sides, like onion rings as well as cheesy tots and hash browns, etc., is also the same that they use to fry sandwich meats, so it's contaminated in that sense. That effectively eliminates the majority of their menu, but there are some options that you can choose from in case you find yourself in this situation. Although some food items are halal straight up, like the garden salad, as well as pancake platters and French toast sticks, things like that, definitely worth it to check to see what was fried in the oil beforehand. Number 9 leads us to cereals. I know, when you think of cereals, you think, yeah, of course, that's gotta be halal, right? Not in all cases. Cereals are definitely one of the best breakfast items for many people, and it definitely is an excellent alternative food for people who are busy, on the run. Just make a bowl of cereal real quick, eat it fast, and you're good to go. However, Muslims gotta be aware of the haram potential of cereals. In terms of the composition of the ingredients, whole grain cereals consist of wheat flour and several other ingredients derived from vegetable or animal origin. Therefore, the head of auditing at the Assessment Institute for Foods, Drugs and Cosmetics, the Indonesian Council of Ulama, expressed the need to be aware of certain aspects of the halalness in these materials by paying close attention to their critical points. The food at number 8 is cheese. Cheese? Yeah, you heard that right. But don't worry, not all cheese is haram. Instead, when it comes to questioning whether a slice of cheese is halal or not, it typically comes down to whether or not the cheese manufacturer used animal rennet. So animal rennet, if you're not familiar, is an enzyme obtained from the fourth stomach of an unweaned calf. But nowadays it's available in a liquid form. Either way, normally animal rennet is obtained from lambs, goats, and cows. Now, the way that the animal rennet is typically extracted, it requires an animal to be slaughtered first to extract the enzyme from its stomach lining. So the animal, in effect, must be slaughtered in a halal way according to Islamic law. Otherwise, it would be haram. Next up at number 7, Doritos. Doritos are classified as haram foods because they are made with pork and are not halal because of that. However, not all Doritos contain pork. There are some vegan packs that are available out there. All you have to do is just be careful to check the ingredients before purchasing. And if you enjoy chips, you can definitely enjoy tasty vegan Doritos. So definitely purchase with caution for sure, but enjoy. Coming in at the number 6 spot, brownies. The ingredients used in making brownies make them halal or haram. So you definitely got to check the box and the ingredients before you go and buy brownies. If you see lard mentioned on the box, then it's advised to stay away from buying them because that would be haram depending on the type of lard that's used. Now, if you don't know about lard, lard is pig fat in most cases, and it's haram for Muslims to consume. Fries comes next at number 5. So what makes fries haram? Well, if they're cooked in vegetable oil that does not contain haram meat, then the fries are halal, and labeling them haram is definitely incorrect. A minor doubt about the oil's purity will not cause it to become impure, nor will it cause the fries to become harmed, because all things are halal according to Islam anyways, and they're pure by default. Whereas it requires certain proof to establish the unlawfulness or the impurity or the haramness of a certain food. So it's definitely best to double check that the oil isn't contaminated with things like non-halal meats before the fries were fried in it. But fries in and of themselves, no, they are not haram. They're halal by default. Moving on to number 4, we gotta look at ice cream. While nothing about the basic components of ice cream is inherently problematic, milk, cream, eggs, and sugar are all acceptable in Islam. Doubts arise though, as it is a processed food sold commercially that might contain many other things. Ice cream products may contain haram ingredients, such as gelatin from non-halal sources. There are even alcohol-infused ice creams that contain up to 5% alcohol, so keep an eye out for those. And in addition to that, some ice creams contain mono and diglycerides, a byproduct of animal fat. And while glycerides are not inherently prohibited, they would not be certified halal. Whey comes next at number 3. Now, most of you probably heard about the benefits of whey protein powder when it comes to working out and fitness, but what exactly is whey protein anyways? Whey protein is separated from milk during the process of cheese making, and it's a mixture of proteins, lactose, and minerals naturally found in milk. It has a high level of protein digestibility than other proteins such as casein. However, Muslims should definitely be aware that not all cheese are halal, and whey, since it's a byproduct of cheese, which may or may not be halal because of the use of rennet in the cheese making. So yeah, many Muslims think that if whey is a milk-based ingredient, then it has to be halal, right? But that's definitely not the case. Coming in at the number 2 spot, let's talk about yogurt. A variety of factors influence whether yogurt is halal or haram. In general, this means that goods must contain pig byproducts such as meat, oil, fat, and gelatin, as well as traces of alcohol, maybe blood or carrion, or meat butchered in a non-Islamic manner. So in the case of yogurt, you need to check the ingredients and verify these items on the list. Are they halal? Are they haram? Just takes a little extra time. We end this episode off at number 1, pizza. Yeah, Muslims are advised to check what ingredients are used to make their pizza. This one's gonna be very interesting. So if there's any ingredient that of course isn't permitted according to Islamic doctrine, of course it's haram, so stay away from it. For example, pig, it's a haram, so if you were to put that on a pizza, pepperoni, that's just gonna be haram. But in the same way, alcohol is prohibited in Islam, right? And such beverages are also prohibited when used in the preparation of pizza dough. Yeah, so you definitely have to consider what went into the dough before you eat it if you're Muslim and concerned about whether or not it is halal or haram to consume. So that brings us to the end of this episode. This was a look at 10 haram food items which are commonly consumed by Muslims, part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you found it useful, informative, educational, and I'm curious to know what your thoughts are below in the comments section. If you made it this far, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. You guys have been awesome. My name is Leroy Kenton, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode.